Episode 10. There was a hint of innocence in her look, graceful yet pure. Her beauty was intriguing, one that others couldn't help turning their heads for a second glance as she walked down the street. "I can't believe we're meeting again so soon." The voice coming from behind caught Rachel off guard, and she automatically turned toward the direction of the voice. Her expression immediately turned glacial when she realized who was speaking. Olivia stared straight at Rachel as her lips lifted into a gloating smile, and it was a smile that screamed victory. "It has been so long, Rachel Gray. I can never seem to get away from you, Miss Cruz." Rachel's eyes gloomed. Her entire body was enveloped by hostility toward the woman standing before her. Olivia wasn't bothered by her words. She continued, "I do feel sorry for you sometimes, Miss Gray. After all, you've wasted 3 years of youth on a man who never loves you back." At this very moment, tears formed in her eyes and flowed freely down her face as she grabbed Rachel's arm and started pleading. "Rachel, it's all my fault, and I'm the one that did you wrong. Please forgive me, will you?" "Don't touch me." Rachel frowned as she flung Olivia's grip away in disgust. She did not use much force when she flung Olivia's arm away, but Olivia was thrown to the ground. Shocked by Olivia's sudden change of behavior, she heard someone yelling from behind. Before she regained her thoughts, "Rachel Gray, what are you doing?" Rachel suddenly realized what Olivia was trying to achieve and why she had suddenly turned into a different person. It was one of Olivia's tricks, a show she put on. She would have wasted Olivia's effort if she did not play along in a play Olivia had orchestrated. Rachel Gray grabbed Olivia's arm before she hit the ground. Olivia glanced at Rachel in confusion as she couldn't understand what Rachel did. "If you're going to act, we should make it appear realistic, shouldn't we?" Rachel pulled Olivia near enough so that she could whisper into her ears, and her tone was soft and gentle, but laced with iciness. "You know, if you can't do it to yourself, let me help you with it." Olivia's heart skipped a beat as she turned to face Rachel, looking straight into Rachel's glacial, yet unfathomable eyes. She knew something unpleasant was going to happen to her. The hospital had purposefully arranged rocks around the lawn to create a relaxing environment for their patients to recuperate. Rachel knew the consequences she needed to face if she let go of Olivia's hand. Yet, she did not hesitate. Olivia fell on the rocks with a loud thud and knocked her head onto one of the rocks. Her fair forehead instantly reddened as a colossal swell formed on her forehead. She appeared fragile and feeble. Everything happened so fast that Olivia could not react. Louis was also caught off guard. It took Louis a while before he recovered from the shock. He furiously barked at Rachel. "Rachel Gray, have you any idea what you're doing?" Rachel shrugged, seemingly unbothered by his anger. "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it." "You." Looking at Rachel's unbothered face, Louis knew she had no remorse over what she had done. "You don't believe me?" Rachel's lips lifted into a mocking smile when she saw the disdain on Louis's face. "That's funny. Why did you believe every word Olivia said when she apologized but refused to believe me when I said the same thing? Is it because my acting skill isn't as good as hers?" Olivia carefully touched the spot where her head hit the stones, and she could feel the massive swell on her head. The stabbing pain was so terrible that it would have driven her crazy, and she could feel the spot throbbing. Her beautiful eyes were full of hatred as she glared at Rachel. She gritted her teeth, controlling the urge to jump on Rachel and tear her apart. As a celebrity in the entertainment business, her beauty was her capital. It was so important to her that she couldn't afford anything to happen to her beautiful face. She had never thought that Rachel could be so ruthless enough to ruin her that way. Ignoring the killing stare from Olivia, Rachel returned her with a mocking glance. "Olivia Cruz, will you please stay away from me the next time you see me? Else, it might not be such a small lesson in the future." Noting the warning in her words, Lewis quickly stepped in front of Rachel and looked at her gloomily. "You're being unreasonable, Rachel Gray." Rachel raised her brow disapprovingly as the corner of her mouth lifted into a smirk. "Since I'm as unreasonable as you said I am, stay away from me. I'm an impatient person. I don't bother to have a second glance at the things I've already thrown out like rubbish." "You." Lewis's face darkened as his fist tightened by his side. "Come for me if you're still angry with me. It has nothing to do with Olivia. Leave her alone. Is a cheap woman that every man could have worth fighting for?" Rachel threw him a sideway glance as she mocked mercilessly. "You've overestimated yourself." Lewis frowned deeper at her, warningly shouting, "You can hate me, but do not hurt Olivia." He bent and picked Olivia up, then gave Rachel a deep glare before turning and walking away.
Full story is available at novelpalace.com. Click the link in the comment section to get it free.